Morning, folks. My name is Bill. This is Pirate Solutions Forestry, and today we are continuing our work on Ben's timber frame order. And I'm trying to cut trying to cut the base first so that he can come get the base and start doing the joinery and put it together. So of the base, there are two 16-foot 8x8s that I am working on. Those are the hardest two. And then after I finish the base, I'll go up to the top, and then there's a couple of 18-footers up there. I'll actually cut those first in case I got to get somebody to get me a log or something like that. So we're trying to start with the hardest things first. I'm trying not to use any 18 or 20-footers and get these two 16-footers. Now, yesterday, if you watched the video from yesterday, you saw me mess up and cut it 8 inches by 7 3/8. Trying to get another piece out, and I'll show you what I ended up with. So we got this 5x7 right here. It's actually got a 1x sitting on top of it to keep it out of the sun. This 5x7 right here is a rafter, and obviously is a 1x6 sitting on top of it. And this was supposed to be 8x8, but it's 7 3/8 by 8, which is no big deal. He's going to use his 8 dimension this way and the 7 3/8 up and down. All it's going to do is change the height of the top of the beam, and the floor joists are only 7 inches, so it's not a problem. I got a bunch of 1x6s, and then I got all the 3x5s, and those are all the material for his knee braces. Maybe -1, but we'll get plenty of material out of the bonus material to be able to do one knee brace. I've actually got a fairly nice chunk sitting on the ground over here that I cut off the end of the beam. It's sitting down there. It's really nice, tight grain. Let's see if I can get a good view of this here. So I don't know if you can see or how good this is going to show up, but it's very, very nice, tight grain material. Very, very super heavy in the pitch pine versus white pine. You can see how tight the rings are. You know, this is beautiful material for doing this. So actually I could get some knee braces out of that too. But anyway, we have a log. I just trimmed it off about 16.3 right there just so I could see the end of it. It does have a little sweep up at the end. This one's going to be close, guys. What I'm hoping is, because of the way the log's sitting, it's kind of fairly flat across the top. I'm hoping that I can get enough of a flat on the top to flip it over, and that's going to make up for that up sweep right there. So there's a bell down there and then an up sweep right there, and hopefully I can get that flat enough to get my 7 3/8 by 8. So what I've done is I've modified his base sill plates to 7 3/8 by 8. I actually heard from him this morning. He watched the video and said, "That's cool. This is the cut list. This is the frame itself." So right now we are cutting these two timbers right here. This 16-footer and the one on the other side. Then we'll cut the two ends. Then we'll cut the floor joists, and he can come get those and put his base together. Then we'll move on to the rest of the frame. And while we're doing that, we're trying to get bonus material like that rafter right there. Just happen to work out that way, and I keep track of it on my list as I go. So as you can see, I've got the braces are done. I have, oh, actually it's a floor joist, must be 5x7. So it kind of is a floor joist. And then the sills, 2 12-footers, 2 16-footers. And we got one 16-footer mark. So that's what we're working on. I have got it all dogged down, I think, the way it needs to go. And we're going to get cutting on it. So I am going to set you guys over here, running the Stellite band that we were running yesterday. And let's see if we can make magic out of this. Now, we have other material to cut that's 7x7, 5x7, all other kinds of dimensions. So if this doesn't work out, we'll make something out of it. It's not a big deal. I'm just hoping this log works. It looks like it's the least complicated of the ones that I have that are right around 16 foot. So the least amount of waste. Hopefully I can make it work. So let's try it out. Get my tape measure. What did I do with my tape measure? Hopefully my tape measure's down here. Nope. We'll fire it up and I'll find my tape measure. Don't have a ton of water in there, so we're going to have to kind of monitor our water usage. Oh, there's my tape. I don't even think. So I think I'm going to make my first pass at 12 inches. We're going to try to whittle this down little by little, take the least off that we possibly can. This might have to be turned 3 or 4. Well, 1, 2. This might have to be turned a few times to do this right. So I'm going to come down to 12 inches, take that off, see how it cleans up. We'll take it from there. I'm probably not going to get much bonus material out of this. Probably only going to be this one beam. So that's going to miss pretty bad in the middle. I'm going to come down to 11. Let's try it right there. And I hate to do this to you guys, but I'm going to have to drop back each time to get the slab cuts off because my band barely cuts out. Now, what our goal is right here is to stay away from 8 inches. That's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try and get flat sides without staying away from 8 inches. I'm actually going to flip this over right now. He already told me that as long as it's a good sound beam, he doesn't have any problem with any wane. So rather than taking another inch off this and screwing myself somewhere, I'm just going to be careful with this and trim it all the way around, and then we'll be able to figure out where we can take the least amount off. I've got my stops at like 4 or 5. So in theory, to cut an 8x8, I'll never ever hit them this whole process. And I don't ever, in theory also, I don't ever really have to move them. Okay. So I still look good on cutting out. I think we'll just throw the thing in. We'll try to get a flat spot on this side, try and get it rolled on its side. And then we'll see how we have to whittle this thing down to make it as big. If I make one cut in the wrong spot, I'm going to screw this whole log, just to let you know. One cut in the wrong spot, one extra 1 inch piece off. So I'm going to take this cut at 10. I just don't know if I can make it work. I would like to take it at 9, but then I'm committing myself to this being the 7 3/8 dimension. I think I'm just going to take it at 10, see how it cleans up, and then we'll take a look at it, whittle it down. That's like a total miss. If I come to 9, I'm really starting to. It's a big bump in the middle. I don't know. I'll just come to 9, see what happens. But right now, I'm kind of actually optimistic I can make this happen. I think if I have to get to 7 3/8, there's a chance I can make it happen. I do 7 3/8 in that dimension. I'm going to flip it on its side. We'll cut the top off it. It's also bowed like this. I mean, I'm just catching it in the teeth right now, guys. This log's bowed in 2 different directions. And if I can't get an 8x8 out of it, we'll just get the biggest thing we can out of it. Oh, fucking son of a bitch. So it over-rotated. Yeah, sure did. I don't know if I got clearance there to do that one. I'm gonna have to check this out. That end might have to come up too. We actually might have to shim that end up to make this cut happen. It's not too bad. I should just never go above 8. Okay. As long as we never go above 8, we're good. 7, 8, we're at 9 on this one, so get this one down. That's 8 right there. You gotta try and get the bottom of this log over. I don't know, guys. It's gonna be close. It's really gonna be close. If I take 1 inch off this side right here to go from 9 to 8, I'll probably have my 8 inches wide in that middle. Then I can go to 7 3/8, which helps. Okay. What the hell? Still over rotated. Oh, I know. The old trick. Use the log dog assist as a trick to under over rotate it. So what you basically do is you stick the log dog assist in it, and then somewhere up high, and then when you pull, if you get it to stick in, and you pull back on it like that, it under rotates the log. And of course, this isn't a big log. It would suck if it was a big log, but it's not. So let's see where we are now. Okay, we're really good. Okay, I'm like perfectly square right there. I'm just going to stick a dog in it for a second. We'll take some measurements here. So we know we're in the ballpark. See what we are to the top here. To the top here, we are 15. To the top here, we are 11. We definitely need to come up on this end to try to help us out a little bit. The pith is off center, so save your comments about centering the pith. 11 to 13, that's not going to change. That 15 is high because of the swell. Let's check it here. So it's 14 here. I'm at 11. I really need 3-ish inches. Let's start with 2. See if we can get 2 under it. Okay, I'll recheck our square. That should be up around 13. It's actually a little more than that, so that's good. Recheck our square, and I think we can get to cutting this side. We think hopefully that saved us a little bit. Okay, it's over-rotated just a bit. Okay. Rotate it back. Shouldn't have spent all that time trying to get it perfect before. So make this up high. Oh, there we go. What that's doing is it's making the log rotate like that. I'm bracing it up high with the log dog assist. Okay, that's perfect. Hopefully that stays right there. Sorry, I'm talking quiet. It's hot out. Okay. I think that's good to get this top off it. Yeah, it's nice and solid. And make our top cut somewhere around 13 inches. I think the bigger the cant that we get it into, the more options we're going to have later. So I know there's going to be weighing on it, but that's just the way it's going to be. Let's get to 13, maybe 12. Now let's try it right there. I'm going to come down to 12. Let's take a look. I'm still going to need it. Let's do that. One thing we're not going to be able to say is we didn't give it our best shot. This is going to be our best shot at getting this cant, getting this log cut the way we need it. I'm feeling optimistic still. I think we can do it. So right now I am 9 inches wide. I got to take some off this side. This side doesn't look bad. I think we're doing okay. So actually, I don't need to take really any off that side. These are looking, this is actually not looking bad right now. I think we can get this fairly wane free, to be honest with you. This side here is relatively good. Let's see how we can clean up the other side. This side's got a little bit of wane on it, but some's going to come off on this cut. I don't have any doubt right now that we're going to be able to get this beam, I don't think. I think we're going to be able definitely to get it, as long as I cut it the right way and I don't make a mistake. Hopefully, Yep, I would say this cut is gonna it's gonna leave wane though, even at 8. That's gonna be a pain. It is gonna leave wane even at 8. Not a lot, but it is gonna leave some. And the bottom side was fairly good, so I think we're just gonna take this right at 8 inches right now. Cut it right there. Let's do that. Oh, gotta dog it down. I think we'll just cut this at 8. Maybe we'll just take it at 9. Let's take it at 9. All right. So there's a lot of wane in this. I think I'm just going to drop to 8. And then we'll assess it better. So what's this way? This way is 9. No, it should be 9 by 9. I'm actually way less than 9 here. What's going on? Rubbing. I have a feeling that my scale moved. I'm showing less than 9. I think my scale moved. Yeah, it's almost closer to 8 3/4. Don't have a great place because of the wane to check this. So it's 8 5/8. I gotta change my scale. Let's come back. I think what we'll do is we're going to trim this all the way around. I need to really kind of pick the best side. This side sucks. Definitely need something off it. This side's not horrible, but it could use something off it. Let's just see where I am. All right, so whatever that is where I am. That's showing 9, but I am 8 3/4. All right, so I need to change my scale. What happens is that the wind on my cover has moved my adjustable scale. Somehow something moved. Anyway. Okay, so right now I'm showing 8 3/4. I'm 8 3/4. So the bottom side looks pretty good. Except for some wane down there. I think I can just go ahead, and I got a little bit of a weird spot here. I think I can take this right to 8 and cut this side to 8 right now. The reason I'm not backing the saw head up is because it won't cut all the way out, so I can't raise the blade. All right, so right now we're at 8 this way. My worst side is this side. So what we're going to want to do, and this side's not that bad, so I think what we're going to want to do is cut this side down some. Looks like we want the majority to come off this side, and then take a skim cut off this side maybe. So we're going to try to take this side maybe to 8, and then you drop it another 5/8. And other than that, this beam is pretty good. I should be at 8 right now. Yeah, I'm at perfect 8 right now. So let's get saw head out of the way. Yeah, we're gonna flip this over towards me, and we're gonna make a cut at somewhere around 8 on the other side, on this side. Keeping in mind that we have to go to 7 5/8. I know we're at 9, so we'll probably just rip a 1-inch board out of it, or 7/8 board, and just go right straight to 8. So I think the Wayne's still the worst on this side. I think we're just going to take it to 7 3/8 and cut it. And this will kind of be done. Let's see, I do still have some Wayne on the bottom there. This is nice on 3 sides. It's got one little piece of Wayne there and one little piece of Wayne here, which shouldn't. So let me think about this. So it's going to be 7 5/8 this way, so that's going to be up and down. We just need to give them a clean side. I think maybe if we flip this over, that other side will get clean. Don't think this side will. It's going to be really close. Let's just roll it all the way over and see what the other side looks like. So if I can give them a good clean side for the top, then it's probably going to be good. Oh, no. I can see it from here. I think we're just going to cut it right on this side and leave that side down. That's going to get us really close. This side's probably going to be perfectly clean for facing into the timber frame where all his joinery is going to be. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So this is 8, right? Yep, this is 8. And then this is going to end up being 7 3/8, and we'll have a clean side there. Perfect. So no problems. Let's just go right to 7 3/8 and cut it. Before I cut it, let's do this, guys. Let's go over there and let's measure out this. Let's go over there and just measure out this beam and make sure that it's 7 3/8 and not 7.5 or something like that. So make sure on this cut. So what we're dealing with is we're dealing with the overall height of the beam, how thick the beam, how thick the beam's going to be from top to bottom. It's exactly 7 3/8. So let's just go with that. Let's just go with that. So I'll show you what we're doing over here. So because that's going to be, if you look at the, look at what's going on here. So this is the beam that we're making right here. What I'm trying to give him is a clean inside edge where that joinery is for these joists to drop into. That's going to end up being this edge right here after I make this cut. So a little bit of wane on the backside, no problem. A little bit of wane on the bottom, no problem. So this next cut's going to clean that whole edge. That'll be his joinery side, and Bob's your uncle. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a cut at 7 3/8. We will double check and make sure that that's where it's cutting. There is a little bit of a kind of a wane issue on the end, but I don't think that's going to be any problem. Huh. Measure that out. See how many extra inches I got here. I don't know what's going on next door. Sorry about the noise over there. 15, 16. Only got an inch here. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I don't believe so. So if I cut the other side, I help that end wane. I'm going to flip it over really quick. I could see, I don't think I have enough there though to knock it out. Yeah, I think that should be the bottom. I could see that being a problem. No, I don't. All right, let's just make a cut at 7 3/8. That looks good. So let's just rip it right off. All right. So sill plate number 2. This is 16-foot sill. This is the top. This is in. All right, so timber number 2, I'll show it to you. Really, again, beautiful pitch pine, really tight grain. This is not the same animal, guys, as white pine, just to let you know. Right now, this entire top edge, so this is where he'll be doing his joinery for his joist, will be going that way. I marked that as the top. There's a little bit of wane on the outside. That'll be on the outside of the building. And then there's a little bit of wane. You see the end's pretty square. A little bit of wane on the bottom. Oops, sorry. On the outside right there. I'm not going to get you down there to see it, but just a little bit. It's not that bad. And then there is a little bit of wane on the end on the bottom right here. The thickness is right overall to the flat spot, but there's a little bit of a rounded spot right there. I don't think that's going to be an issue, and that's getting cut back a couple inches. So looks like this is good, all ready to go, and I will get it stacked and get on to trying to probably find some 8-footers or a 12-footer, one of the two. So my next job is really to cut these end sill plates here and here. Same thing, 8 by 7 3/8. And then I have to cut the remainder of these joists out. We already have one sitting over there, and we have to cut out the remainder of them. I thought that thing, I'm gonna have to double check. No, it's definitely 5 by 7. So 5 by 7 by 12 feet. Yeah, so actually these aren't 8 feet. These are 12 feet. These are 12, and these are 16. The whole structure is 16 by 12. So we have to cut 2 12-footers. So what we want to do is we want to find a fairly big, and I have billions of these. One of the reasons that I've been cutting this way is because this next dimension at 12 feet, I have billions of 12-footers. So I can go out there and grab a really big 12-foot around or up top somewhere. I can get a really big 12-foot-6 log to cut a bunch of material out of fairly quickly. So that's what we're going to do next. And at some point, Kate's going to be going to work, and I'll have Danny out here, but right now ain't it. So for now, I'm by myself, and I'm going to go find another log. And thank you for the watch. Hit me up with any questions if you have any. I'm going to get this camp put away. And for right now, this Pirate Solutions out.